Hey guys, Jam here, and in today's video I'm going to be trying to turn all of this into an army I've wanted for over 15 years. So let's get into it. So for everyone that hasn't been following my Space Wolves army project throughout the year, I basically want to get a Terminator and Dreadnought only army list done before the new edition. Now I thought it would be a really smart idea to clip out every single bit for every single dude and later just build it all out together. But not naming names, and someone that's definitely not my wife decided to knock all those bits over, and I had to kind of sort them all out again. But while doing this, I kind of had an epiphany. Originally I was just going to have the standard Marines built out the way they're supposed to be, and the Wolfguard Terminators to be built out how they're supposed to be. But while sorting this out, I realized that almost all the bits throughout every single kit is interchangeable. So I decided to spread out my Wolfguard Terminator bits throughout this entire force. So that will really help spread their wolfy flavor without me having to get out any green stuff. So for example, any of the Wolfguardy chest pieces, I'm going to try and spread them out. The Wolfguardy heads. So for example, if someone's got a normal Terminator chest plate, I'll give them one of the Wolfguard Terminator heads, just making sure that at least every single model has at least one bit from the Wolfguard Terminator kit. And yeah, really everything is interchangeable. The shin guard armor, the chest plates, shoulder pads, the heads, everything. So it was really easy to kit out this entire squad. Well, squads, I should say. Now, the only kit that really needed any cutting and cleaning up was the easy build Leviathan Terminators I had. And I just removed some of the purity seals, but not all of them. And as you can see here, they're all built out and ready for their weapon loadouts and all that. But because the Wolf Guards and the Assault Terminators are all going to be kitted out the same, I'm just going to focus on the easy build Terminators for now. And for that, luckily, I've still got Power Fists and Bolters from the old Wolf Guard Terminators kit, so that's basically what I'm going to be doing here, is just gluing those bits onto these dudes. And for the leader of that squad, I did give him this big belt buckle thing just to kind of tie him into the Wolfguard Terminators because they've all got those things as well. And my general aim for this unit was to be kind of like my big game hunters, I guess. You know, they've got the missile launcher, they've got power fists and 2 chain fists in there. So they can punch into heavier stuff, but they still got the storm bolters to take on anything weaker. Whereas my other 2 squads are going to be completely close combat focused. Now for this particular dude, to give him a bit more of a Space Wolfy vibe, I cut out the skull on his Aquila, on his chest, and I glued in this brass rune instead. It's a very quick and easy way just to add a bit more customization to your dudes. But once those guys were done, I moved on to the Hammer and Shield Assault Terminator squad. Now I could have used the shield that's in the kit, but it would have required a lot of snipping and green stuff, and like I said, I want to do this quite quick. And again, luckily, I still had the old Terminators lying around, and I just used the shields from that kit. And all I had to do was snip off the hands from the Assault Terminator kits and just glue those shields on. Now you can use any shield really, like Wolfen shields work great as well, but I had these ones lying around. And there we have it. With absolutely no green stuff at all, every single one of these dudes, in my opinion, is looking pretty Space Wolfy, just by spreading out the Wolfguard Terminator bits. Well, and a few just wolfy bits I had lying around, I guess. Now onto a bit that you guys possibly might find boring, but I absolutely love basing. But I've been struggling with what I wanted to do with my Space Wolves until I came across these bits from Epic Basing. They do a lot of different stuff, but I wanted to do, well, originally I thought the kind of walkway up to Ironforge, if anyone's ever played World of Warcraft. But I was thinking like the pathways and stuff around the Fang on Fenris. So I wanted ancient pillars and skulls of aspirants that didn't make it, and just cobblestone paths and stuff like that. And yeah, these epic basing bits fit perfectly. So I just started going through the army and trying to add at least one element of all these cool bits onto every single model. It's just a very quick and easy way to add a lot of flavor and story to your bases without much effort. Like I said before, basing is extremely important to me because, well, it does tell the story of your army, where they are, what they're doing. And this isn't sponsored, but I will have the link to the bits I used in the description. And a quick little side note, I usually like using texture paste for all of my bases, but because I had a lot of these dudes and I wanted to do them quick, I just resorted to the old classic PVA glue and sand just to get these guys filled out really quick. Now one thing I always do when I'm working with sand and PVA is once it's dried, I'll make a really watery PVA mix, like a wash, and I'll just wash that across every single base again because it really seals in all of that sand. Because if you don't, I quite often find that you just get little bits of sand coming loose everywhere. But with that done, it was on to painting at last. Now to start off with, I prime everything black. Now getting these models all airbrushed up actually took me a long time because I had a clog in my airbrush that I just couldn't find. So it took me longer to sort that out than it did actually airbrushing everything. But the next airbrushing step was the fang. Now I still use it to spray pretty much like almost 100% of the model, maybe like a 95%, leaving some dark shadows in certain areas. If I wanted a bit more of a contrasty vibe, I would probably leave more of that black primer in there, but sometimes I don't like that transition if it's not smooth enough. But I do a more of a zenithal layering when it comes to the rust grey. Again, maybe covering about 70 to 80% of the model, again at mostly a top-down kind of angle. So we're still leaving a lot of that fang color in the shadows. And as you can see here on my watch, it's currently 12:30 at night because, again, like I said, I was having so many issues. But I managed to get it all done in one evening. Now I've shown this in previous videos, but my next step is to recess shade everything. And for that I use Space Wolf's Armor Contrast Paint because I like to keep that bluish cold feeling instead of going for like an Agrax or something like that. Now this is definitely one of the more longer stages in the painting. I know maybe using an oil would be easier, but I need to find an oil that matches that kind of bluey grey tone that I like. Now it was on to just base coating everything. At this point in the project, I was kind of just like, I need to get these guys base coated and washed to get them to tabletop ready standard because I'm not going to have enough time otherwise. Now I won't bore you with everything I base coated, but the only thing I do a bit differently here, because my Space Wolves are a custom great company called the Storm Splitters. I've got my own little logo for them, and their icon shoulder pad is going to be Screaming Skull. And while I've got all the kind of base coating and stuff going on in the background, just a kind of little side tangent here, but I must have picked the worst month to take on such a big project. I thought I could get it done in about 2 weeks, which was looking, to be fair, I think it probably did take me 2 weeks, but about 3 to 4 days were spent for my son's birthday camping trip. And then I went to UK Games Expo, which was also about 3 to 4 days of my time, plus there was the school holidays. So next time I take on a project like this, I definitely need to plan it a little bit better. But once I got everything base coated and washed, and a few things highlighted here and there, it was on to painting the bases. Now I only bring this up really because in the past I've made the mistake of doing kind of like a really cold grey base with the snow on top. And weirdly, Space Wolves are probably the worst army for snow bases because the grey-blue just doesn't pop very well. You'd probably be better off with like a Marzi base or something like that. But this army is a very kind of nostalgia base kind of thing for me. I want that blue, I want the yellows, I want the snow. But to help with the pop a little bit, I'm going to be painting the dirt on this Rhinox hide. Any of the stonework's going to be Mechanicus standard grey. Then I'm going to wash everything in Agrax, again just making it that bit more of like a browny tone to everything. And I'm going to dry brush up from like Dawnstone to Administratium Grey. Plus a little trick I learnt years ago if you're doing snowy bases is a light dry brushing of white across certain areas just to fill in those gaps a little bit. I'm also going to be chucking on some grass tufts, again just another pop of colour. And when I do eventually go to put the snow texture paste on here, I'm not going to flood the model with it. I still want all those cool bits that I've put on there to stand out, and I still want those browny tones to show through, so I'm not going to do too much snow. Well, I say that, but I'll always go over the top. Now doing this, I'm actually using the AK snow texture paste on this because, well, one, I like the texture of it, but you can also get a wet brush and you can kind of wash the snow out on the edges so it really spreads out and it just looks like it's melted instead of just having giant big clumps, which I really like. Now eventually when I come back to this army to improve it, I will come in with Valhalla and Blizzard on top of certain areas just to give a bit more texture to the snow and add a bit more of that like clumpier snow, if that makes any sense. Now as I mentioned before, I do have my own custom Great Company icon. The only problem is, unlike Games Workshop transfers, where when you wet them the actual image itself will slide off the sheet, if that makes any sense. Whereas with these, I have to actually use my scalpel hobby knife to cut around the image just so that bit will come off. So it does add a bit more work, but definitely worth it in the end. And with that, I'll say this army's tabletop ready. It's good enough to start getting into the new edition of 40k. And it was time to do the glorious part of painting the rims of the bases. Now I always do mine black, but part of me is like, maybe I should have done them grey, just so they blend out a little bit more. So I don't know, let me know about that in the comments. But with this project, not only was the epic basing bits a game changer for me, I also got some War Mag stuff from UK Games Expo, and not gonna lie, absolutely phenomenal. I'm always used to kind of green stuff and super gluing my own magnets, but this stuff is so much quicker to do. It adds a really nice heftiness to the bottom of your models as well. Again, not sponsored at all, but yeah, this saved me so much time. And like I said, again, I really like the extra weight it adds to the model. And as you can see here, I've got my own little custom box with a little snowy pad at the bottom just to really theme this box out for these Space Wolves. But that's pretty much it, ladies and gents. This is a project that will continue to grow. And if you'd like to see me refine the paint jobs and everything, maybe through streaming, let me know in the comments below as well. And some of you might be thinking, hold on a second, Jam, this doesn't even make 1,000 points. Well, you're right, I am a unit short of having a 1,000-point army. And that's because I want to do a really customized Wolfguard Terminator bodyguard unit for my Wolflord, which I want to put a lot more time and attention into, so that'll be coming up next. But yeah, I mean, I was cutting it fine, the models aren't exactly where I want them to be, but I managed to get this entire force down by the time the Armageddon box was up for pre-order. And if you'd like to see all the previous Space Wolfie videos, then check out this video and this playlist, and subscribe for all the videos coming in the future. And as always, if you liked the video, you know what to do, all the YouTubey stuff, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you'd like to go the step further to help support the channel so I can do these bigger videos, then check out the links in my description. You know, I got Patreon, YouTube memberships and affiliate links. But until the next one, guys, bye bye.